I'm going to start actually just with my folded blanket, just unfold it just a little, and then I'm coming to hero pose, which just thighs pretty much together, and then sitting back onto your heels. If you prefer to sit down just in a Sukhasana or maybe tailor pose or anywhere that you feel comfortable, then please do. So just coming, just to place your hands on your thighs or the side of your body, just wherever you are this evening, just to start. We won't be here long, so I promise you'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, and then maybe just close our eyes. And if not close your eyes, maybe just dip your gaze just for a moment. And once you've got all that settled, just start to relax the shoulders just a little. Just make sure you do feel comfortable, so do move out of this position if you need. So maybe just kind of a little movement around with the shoulders. And then when you're ready, the shoulders just settle. Take a moment to think of a little bit of length through the spine. So maybe coming up from your tailbone and lengthen up through the crown of the head. Good, and then start our yoga breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, if that's available for you today. Just start your breath, inhaling through the nose into the shoulders and the chest. Good, into the waist and the tummy. And then exhaling, letting the front body just soften all the way back to the back body. You start to quieten the chatter in your mind. Just inhale and exhale, just as feels comfortable. Letting the front of the body, the sides of the body fill up, letting the breath come all the way, maybe down into our pelvic floor. And then exhaling from the tummy or from our pelvic floor, tummy and all the way out through the nose. Just follow your breath. 5 more breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. And then just notice our shoulders quietening down a little, so the breath comes a little bit lower easily. Nothing forced. Maybe just start to look a little bit inward now, at the end of the day, heading into our weekend. What I'd like you to do is just smile to yourself, just for being here this evening, for coming to take some time for yourself. And smile to yourself that after the class, we're going to have such a good sleep, a really good restful sleep. And then just smile to yourself again to know that tomorrow you're going to be as productive, as wonderful, as brilliant, and shine your light on lots of people around you tomorrow. And then keep your eyes closed and say after me, either in your head or you can say out loud in the coziness and privacy of your own home, I am here. I am here. I am here. And then the same again, and this time I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. And we're ready for our class. We can blink open our eyes. I'm just going to move. You can stay where you are. From here, can we bring the hands in front, interlace the fingers, and exhale as we round, almost to a little seated cat. Yes, we inhale. I'd like us to lift our chest and draw the elbows back as we come into just quite a gentle cow pose. And try that again. So we're rounding through the back. Can we tuck the tailbone under, kind of skim the bottom over the heels round? And then on our inhale, can we lift the chest, lift our gaze, and draw the elbows back? Just all gentle, nothing too forced as we do that. One more time. Can we round? Finding the stretch through the back, exhaling. And on the inhale, notice the chest and the fronts of the shoulders. Inhaling as we lift the chest, drawing the elbows back to little cactus pose. And then this time, just let the arms come all the way down and relax. Bring yourself to sitting. So we've got the left leg stretched out and the right leg just drawn in a little bit. And again, you might decide to be on your block. So if that feels better for you, you pop onto your block now. So your right foot in towards you and your left leg stretched out a little bit away from you. Find your sit bone, so maybe even just bring yourself up to sitting there. Good, then when you're ready, could we turn towards the right side and your left hand takes hold of your right knee or shin. Good, as we turn to the right, we're inhaling the right arm all the way up. And on the exhale, we're going to take that stretch over, and it's just going to be a gentle stretch, just starting off this evening. So exhaling over. And then we might pause just for a couple of breaths here. What I'd like you to notice, both sit bones are on the mat. There's a sense of length through the right side of the body, and you can look to the right or maybe even just look down towards the ground. On the next inhale, can you rise up? And on the exhale, we'll just come back to our start position. Beautiful. Good. And then from here, we're turning over to our left side, so I'll rotate our body round. And we'll reach over on the next exhale, just a gentle stretch over the leg. You're keeping your foot relaxed on the left side and allowing your hands just to be either side of your right shin, knee, ankle, and some of us might even get hold of the foot, so totally up to you where you are just now. Again, we'll take a couple of breaths, noticing the right side, hip, maybe thigh, but maybe noticing a stretch down the back of the left leg. Inhaling and exhaling, nothing too technical. When you're ready, your next in-breath coming all the way back up to sitting. And then out-breath just brings us back to the centre. Well done. We're taking our right hand down towards the mat and a little bit behind us. Yeah? And then from here, we're sweeping our left hand all the way through to the right, rolling onto our right shin, and then lifting. Just a quiet lift. So it's a little variation of the gate post. And then on your next exhale, just bring yourself all the way around and back just to your start. That's it. Good, we'll do that again. So right hand down, inhale, roll onto your right outer thigh, plant your left foot down, and then just get that lovely stretch up, inhaling up, opening the chest, and then exhaling, plant the hip down, and bring yourself all the way back round to your start. Okay, so you can do that one more time. Can we roll over to the right side? Inhale. Can we reach all the way up? Lift the chest. That's it. You've got it. Plant the left foot down for support. Open the palm on the right side. And then gradually bring yourself round back to your seated position. Bring both knees in. Good. And then switch over. So now we bring our left leg in. So relax the right leg. Doesn't have to be too far out to the side. Good. And if you don't want your foot bent in towards you, then have your leg long. So absolutely fine to be here. Yeah, well done. Good, can we turn to the left? Take your right hand, just place it onto your left thigh, knee, shin, wherever you've got to. And then we'll inhale, raising the left arm all the way up. So we're still facing the left side. And then on your next exhale, can you use that little bit of purchase of your right hand to knee and take that lovely long stretch over. See if you can keep your shoulders relaxed as you do that. And it doesn't matter how far we're going, but I want you to enjoy just that nice opening into the waist, maybe the ribs, into the armpit. It's that armpit area. A couple of breaths. And inhaling and exhaling, you might be looking up. You might even just look down to the floor if that's better for your neck. And enjoy that stretch. And then when you're ready, inhale will rise up. Good, and exhale will come back to the centre. We turn over our right thigh, so our body now is facing the right. And we can hear from here, nod the chin, inhale. And then as you exhale now, can you reach forward over the right leg? And don't worry if both legs are still straight, we can still turn over that right leg, absolutely fine. You don't have to have the left knee bent. Good. Try not to force anything. Just hold with the breath, just pausing, enjoying. Inhaling and exhaling. Our last breath here. And then when you're ready, your next inhale, you can walk yourself back or just draw yourself back up to sitting. And then placing your left hand to the side and a little bit further back. And we're rolling over onto the outside edge of our left thigh. That's it, there's nothing miraculous here. Inhaling, sweeping the right arm up and back, and maybe looking down towards the hand or maybe just over to our left side. And then on your exhale, popping yourself down. That's it, beautiful. Yeah. Good, take your time. Roll over onto your left, so your left thigh is on the ground. And then place your right foot down, sweep your right arm all the way up. Use that right leg for support. And then on your exhale again, coming all the way back down. Just enjoy that. We've got one more to do. Yeah, you could have a break if you preferred. Then inhaling, can you lift? Can you strip? Yeah, beautiful. Maybe that look up to the sky, up to the ceiling as well if you wanted, or maybe even gazing down to the hand. And then our exhale brings us all the way back down to our seated position. Bring the legs in, pop yourself into 4-point kneeling. Maybe popping your block if you wanted now to the front edge of your mat, just so you're ready there for it. In 4-point kneeling, cat to cow, so hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Take your time now. On the inhale, can you rise into cat? So arching your back, tucking your tailbone. And on your exhale, can you send your tailbone high, pull your chest through the opening of the shoulders into cow pose. Yeah, go again. So inhale, don't worry if you need an extra breath, but try that. Inhale, open across the back body, scoop the tailbone under, and then on the exhale, send those sit bones high, pull your chest forward, really notice the flow through your back. Wonderfully done. Scoop the tailbone on the inhale, get some fluidity. Can we move well through the back? And then on your exhale, firm up the hands. The arms are long and lengthened and you're pulling your chest forward. Got one more to go. Lovely, lovely flow through the body. Inhaling as we round, scoop the tailbone, tuck the chin. And then that last exhale, cow pose. Tailbone high, chest pulls forward, gaze is ahead rather than up, and notice that back body extending there. Now come back to your start position for me. Have a little bit of movement around, and this is kind of our organic movements. Now, so travel over to that left shoulder for me, then the left hip, yeah, and then all the way around to the right. Yeah, let me do the opposite way, so when we come back to the centre, into that right shoulder. Inhaling and over to that left side. We'll just do that one more time each side, so it really gets some movement into the body. And just enjoy that. Can you kind of just enjoy it, kind of let go? No, there's no right or wrong. Inhaling, last time, and exhaling, just moving really well through the back. Now the knees go wide and our toes come together. And we sit the hips back. Now this is where, if the knees are a bit tricky, it's quite nice just to place that towel into the back of the heels there, so you don't have to go too far, maybe into the calves, so you can have that little bit of support. So some of us are going to stay up, others will reach into the extended child pose, well done, and then lightly rest your forehead on the mat, so it is really light, so there's no pressure on the forehead. Remember, you can bring the arms back, you can fold the arms if you prefer. And then just rest, just let the breath settle. Maybe let the tummy just soften to the thighs. Yeah, beautiful. And there's some lovely arm positions there, which is great. And I'd like you just to take the breath wide into the ribs, into the front of the body, the back of the body, and then all the way down into the pelvic floor. So you really get that sense of release. Inhaling and exhaling, almost feel that you're breathing into your waistband, into that back body. Good, and then when you're ready, could you take, if you can for me, if your hands have come in front, could you take both hands over, maybe 4 or 5 centimetres to the left, so your right hand sits on your left hand. And now we've got that same sense of a stretch into the side body on our right side. Don't worry if you've gone the opposite way. Come back to the inhale and exhale, and notice you're opening up into, again, the armpit, the ribs, the waist. Notice those hips heading back towards the heels. Our last breath here. And then when you're ready, creep over to the other side, bring your hands back to the centre, and then take your time to do exactly the same as the other side. That's it. So taking the right hand a little bit to the right, and then placing your left hand on top. And if that's not available to you, you could even come up and do another cat stretch if you prefer. We're nearly there here. Well done. Again, feel the breath coming into the armpit, the ribs, the waist on the left side. Good, and then this time when you come all the way back to your start position, could you thread your right arm right under the body, so your right arm's heading under your body. You're turning your head so you're resting on the right side of your head, and your left arm is way out ahead of you to the front edge of the mat. Now from here, could you turn your head to rest on the mat? So now we're square on with our shoulders. And we inhale and exhale. So we should get a really, now your forehead just pops down to the mat, so you're not looking to the left. Your forehead is now on the mat. Your shoulders are square. And you should feel quite a generous stretch into the back of the shoulders, particularly on that right side. Good. Last breath. Slide in your left hand for me. Place your left hand down. And then on your next exhale, can you lift away from your child pose and bring yourself just up to 4-point kneeling. Now, don't worry if your hands are a little bit closer to the body. I'd like your left hand under your breastbone and inhale to the right. Start to twist your body to the right, lift your elbow. And if it's comfortable on the shoulder, send the hand all the way up to the sky and look up to the tip of your right thumb. Inhale fully into the ribs and the back. And exhale. One more time, inhale. Note that you're not too heavy on your left hand, but the weight can go back into the legs. And just enjoy that unraveling now as we slowly come down. Just bring yourself quietly back to your child pose or variation of. This time our left hand scoops under to the right and we look to the right, turning our head and resting our head just lightly as we take the right hand to the front edge of our mat. So we're just doing the opposite side now. Then when you're ready, could you bring your forehead to rest on the mat? And that brings us up to square at the shoulders. So instead of our shoulders facing the right or our body facing the right a little bit, we're now facing the mat. Now, as we breathe in, we can notice the stretch into the back of that left shoulder, can't we? Take it wide into the body. Notice how your breath increases that stretch. We're nearly there, I promise. Inhale and exhale, just softly, staying present, knowing that you're here on the mat. And then when you're ready, slide your right hand in, just enough now for you to lift. And on the exhale, bring yourself back just to a rough 4-point kneeling. Your right hand under your breastbone, start to rotate the body to our left side, lift the elbow, and then that might be enough, or extend the arm up to the ceiling. Just remember there's length through the spine, there's no rounding through the back, and maybe just double check that the lower back isn't arching. Remember, this isn't about the arm, it's about the body, so it doesn't matter really where your arm is, it's about you rotating through the spine. Wonderful. Good, when you're ready, exhale our way back to our start position. Now from here, could you take the cushion away if you've had it, or your blanket, bring yourself to kneeling. Well done, good, that's it, we are out of that position. So then from here, can we raise the arms all the way up? Can you look up? Can you let the shoulders come with you? Can you reach through the fingertips? Good, and then on the exhale, let the arms lower down. Good, we'll do that again one more time. So knees grounded to the mat, length through the spine, and just notice as you stretch the arms up, how you open up through the whole front of the body. As you look up, just double check your head isn't just flicking back, is it? We've got some length in the back of the neck as well. And then release down. Now this looks silly, but it's just a little bit of breath work. So our palms face up, we've got our knees in hip width. We inhale and cross, and the arms are quite straight, so just focusing on that. Notice the space between the ears and the shoulders. We open, and then we cross in the opposite direction. So, right hand in front, right hand on top, and then left hand on top, vice versa, yeah? So it's straight arms, and we're going to inhale, exhale. with the movement. Yeah, so it's quite quick. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Find some rhythm, find some rhythm. Yeah, so just all about that rhythm of the breath. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. Now keep moving, but turn the palms down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the arms lower down. Take a pause. Bring the hands down to the mat. Well done. Tuck the toes under and then lift the hips into downward facing dog, but not worrying about the technicalities of it because we're not staying. We'll come back to this later. But just kind of feel a nice stretch down the back of the legs. Don't worry if your knees are bent and your heels are not on the ground. And I don't really even want you to worry where your arms are. Just kind of be there just for a couple of breaths. Let's stretch out the back body just for a moment. Good, inhale and exhale. Like I say, not worrying at all where we are. But now when you're ready, start to lift your heels and tiptoe your way to the front edge of your mat. Well done. Now, if you've got your block, that would be really lovely, or your book, or maybe even a cushion. And again, we've got the same little rhythm of the breath. Stay with me. I know you'll think I'm going bonkers, but I promise it'll all feel great when we finish. So from here, we're going to bend the knees. You can have the hands on the floor or your hands on your block, wherever you are. We're going to bend the knees and let the body fold over. And do you remember how quite a lot of our evening practice is about folding in? So we tend to get quite a bit of folding in, and that's kind of to look inward and to calm the body and help switch on the parasympathetic system that brings a little bit of peace and calm to the body. So there's our forward fold with the knee bend. I'd like you to press through the fingertips, and on your next inhale, lift into half lift. That's it, so we let the back lengthen out. You've got it. And just pause here for me. With a deep knee bend, can you send your sit bones back and the crown of your head forward? So this is our extended back position, isn't it? We've got a lovely length through the spine. I'm not asking you to have a really big hamstring stretch. I want you just to really lengthen out through the back. And then we're going to fold, so we let the body just fold over the legs. And that's going to be our exhale. So we're going to do that same rhythm. So it's all about the rhythm and the breath. So come with me. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Go again. Inhale, half lift. You can keep the knees bent the whole time, or you could straighten the legs a little bit when you do your fold on the exhale. So inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Maybe straighten the legs, maybe not. Good. Inhale again, 4 more times. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, double check the sit bones are heading away from you, crown of the head and breastbone forward when you lift. And then exhale, let the whole body just hang down. Good, twice more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. Let the day just disappear. One more time. Inhale, lift. Good, and then exhale, fold. Now take hold of each elbow, take a deep bend of the knees for me, and then bend the left knee. And then bend the right knee. Take a ragdoll here. Let your body hang heavy over the thighs. Add in a light connection with the abdominals so the tummy moves a little bit away from the thighs. And then we're supported through the back. Good, when you come to pause this time, unravel the arms. And then on your next inhale with a deep knee bend, can you start a really slow journey all the way up to stand. Well done. Blink, close your eyes. Turn your palms away from the body, so your palms are facing away. Your thumbs rotate out. Ground your feet, lengthen all the way up through the crown of the head. Notice the length in the lower back. Notice the space between the ears and the shoulders and across the chest. Really well done. Sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. You're kind of going the opposite way now. Could you just clasp your hands, whichever way is comfortable for you? So there's just a little clasp of the hands as we do that. Take a little softness through the knees. And as the arms go up, we're going to lift the chest and then straighten the legs as the arms go back. Now we're going to look forward and then just to maybe the meeting of the wall and the ceiling. And we're going to stay 5 breaths. So it isn't really a back bend, it's more about opening up through the front of the body. Again, we might come back to a light connection with the centre so the back stays safe. Inhaling and exhaling without struggle. You're just being present on the mat, noticing the front body, but noticing as well the leg strength. We can stay here grounded, rooted through the feet, using the thighs and the buttocks as well. And then as you release, let the hands go and exhale the arms to the side of the body and then pause again. Notice that little bit of heat, a little bit of warmth. Beautiful. Have a look down at your feet, double check your feet in hip width. Again, have your block ready for pyramid pose coming up in a moment. A little mini sequence we're going to do together. So standing on our right, now soften through the knees and then take a long stride back with your left leg. So we're striding back to warrior one. I want you to turn out the toes a little bit towards the edge of the mat and then have a look. Is there space between both feet? So you haven't stepped your left foot directly behind your right. You've got that little bit of space. I'll just move mine. Blanket there. Bring your hands to prayer. Bend the front knees so the front knee's over the ankle. The back heel is on the ground. Well done. And then have a look down at that front knee. Is your front knee pretty much over the ankle rather than over the toes? And double check that it hasn't winged out to the side or maybe rolled in a little bit. So we can firm up the right thigh. Now, option to stay here. Option to raise the arms up on the inhale, and maybe the biceps come fairly close to the ears. We're gazing ahead, and we're pausing 3 steady breaths. I'd like you to think of drawing the front ribs a little bit closer into the body, and then maybe lifting those back shoulders, the back of the shoulders, sorry, up towards the ears just a little bit. So we've still got space between the ears and the shoulders, but we get length through the back body there. Inhale and exhale, last breath. And then our hands come to prayer. From here, we're going to straighten the front leg, slip the hands into the lower back, one hand on top of the other, and then see if we can forward fold just enough to start to find the right hamstring. I'm not asking you to make that too drastic either. You might even have a little bend in the knee. And those of us that would like to use a block, we could have the block quite nice and high and be supported there if we want instead, rather than having the hands in the lower back. Come to a little bit of length from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Enjoy. Just find yourself really rooted with both feet. And then just see if you can find some stillness. Last breath. As we bend the front knee, we bring our hands back to prayer and we're back to warrior one. Now, beautifully done. Now from here, we're bending the right knee, we're coming up to balance. We've got the option of stepping the feet back together if you wanted first, yeah? Or you can take the weight through the right leg and then lift the left knee. Now, so I don't mind if you step the feet together to start with instead. You're staying exactly where you are. Yeah, well done. Good, lengthen up through the crown of the head, stay in prayer. And then see if you can place your left foot onto your right thigh. Yeah, so the ankle just nestles into the softness of the front of the thigh. So standing pigeon rather than tree. I can see we're all heading for tree there. So sorry, that was my fault. So can you get the ankle bone onto the soft fleshy part of your right thigh? Yeah, and then sit back into a lovely standing pigeon. So bottom sits back, chest stays lifted, hinge back from the hips. Good, just to sit back into our standing pigeon. That's it, so sit the bottom back. Beautiful, hold 3. Again, find that stillness, hold 2. Hold 1. Come gradually up to standing. Unravel the left leg, release the hands and give both legs a little shake out. Really well done. You're staying where you are. We separate the feet with a tiny little turn in of our toes. Yeah? Again, you might grab your block if you wanted. I'll go from the side. So you might have your blocking if you prefer that. And then just bring yourself to standing. Hands on the hips. When you're ready, exhale and start to tilt forward. So drawing the body forward, noticing that your hip bones are now shining towards the mat. Now your tailbone sent right out and away from you. You've got it. And then have a look at the feet. Double check that you're even, that both feet are level. And then from here, if we wanted, then we could bring our hands towards our block, whether that's high or whether it's a little bit lower or whether it's just fingertips. And then some of us might want to keep folding forward so our hands come between the thighs, between the feet. You can let your head hang, and it's a wide-footed forward fold. Again, inhale and exhale. Let your head hang down towards the ground. Some of us will have a really good deep knee bend, which is absolutely fine too. And then when you're ready, can you place your hands to the ankles, bend the knees, and then inhale your way back to standing. Find the feet really firm and steady. And bring yourself all the way back to standing. We bring our feet back to hip width, and we're at the front edge of our mat again. Yeah, grab your block if you need. Yeah, double check both feet are facing forward. Take your time. Standing on our left leg, now we're striding back with our right. So we take that long stride back, have a look, toes turned out on a little bit of an angle. Left knee now is over the left ankle, and both hips are facing the front edge of the mat. Bring our hands to prayers, relax our shoulders, extend the back leg. And then just find yourself in that quiet, comfortable position. Double check that the outside edge of the back foot is resting on the mat, so you haven't rolled in. Good, and then just shift the body around, make sure you feel comfortable. We can inhale the arms all the way up, so the biceps almost hug the ears. And then imagine then that the front ribs are pulling back towards the back ribs, but your back shoulders are lifting just a little bit, so we get some lovely length in the waist as well. Brilliant, hold 3. Again, that quietness, that stillness. Just check your shoulders aren't coming all the way up around the ears, and do check that your right hip is facing the front edge of your mat. So your right hip isn't facing the right, it's facing the front edge of your mat. We are nearly there. When you're ready, bring the hands back to prayer. Maybe you've got your block ready for pyramid pose. As you straighten the front leg, so the left leg straightens, the hands slip into the lower back, and then we tilt forward. Now that might just be a little bit. Inhale and exhale. Maybe we can come to a little bit lower position. You want to feel a pull down the back of the thigh without any struggle in the back of the knee. So, gang, at the moment, I can see a little bit of rounding through the back. So this position, but I'd rather have a long position through the back. So if you can, you'll kind of soften the knee and pick the sit bones up, and then maybe readjust the knee if you can manage it. That's better. Inhale and exhale. Good, and then as we bend the knee, we release the hands. We come all the way back to our warrior one. And then are you ready? Are you going for the challenge? So we're standing on our left, and we're going to bring the right knee all the way up. Exhale up. Can we do that as one? Yeah, pretty good. Lovely. Good, and then again, I'm just going to move, but you can stay where you are. Take your time to place the ankle onto the thigh, and then hinge back from the hips into almost like our little squat position, isn't it? Our fierce pose. Yeah? Yeah, and one side tends to be a lot easier, doesn't it, than the other. So again, notice the lengthening through the spine. Again, we're not rounding. We're just going to sit the hips back. Now, it doesn't matter where you've got your foot, adapt where you need. Doing brilliantly. Last breath. Good, and then as we come out of that, we straighten our standing leg to release the arms, release the leg, and again step the feet wide. So again, have a look, turn the toes in just a fraction, place the hands on the hips and exhale, forward fold again. Good, this time we're going to add a little twist. So again, we might have our block. Yeah, get yourself ready, get yourself in a really good position, hips right over the ankles, double check your hips aren't hinging back. Good, and then if we wanted, then we can fold a little bit further forward, so you decide wherever you want to be. So then when you're ready, right fingertips in between the feet, or on your block in between the feet, and soften a little bit through the knees. Inhale, start to lift the elbow on the left side, just like we did in the kneeling position. Then can we exhale to look up to that left thumb? Well done, both hips level to the mat. Good, again, find those feet, find the breath. Inhale and exhale. And then our next outward breath, slowly bring ourselves back to the mat. So that fingertips come down now on the left side. And I'm going to go to the same side, but you're going to go to the right. I'm just going to look what you're doing here. So inhale, you're going right, elbow lifts. Yeah, think of where the head is as well. So your head hasn't collapsed, your head is in line with your spine. Yeah, lengthen the tailbone away, root down through the feet, inhale. And on the next exhale, gradually bring yourself back to your start position. Now from here, you've got the option to repeat that, or this time your right hand comes to the right ankle. Yeah? And then again, we lift to the right, to the left, sorry, inhale and exhale. So get a deeper stretch as we draw ourselves a little closer. So your right hand is clasped to your left ankle and you're looking up towards your thumb. In an ideal world, we're going to keep the hips fairly square. Last breath, inhale, releasing, exhale, unfold, and then exactly the same to the other side. So left hand to left, right ankle, rotate to the right, inhaling, and then exhale, can we twist to the right? Maybe looking up to the thumb, or if it's better for your shoulder, just resting the hand on the lower back and taking the elbow high. Yeah, good. Again, get that generous stretch from the tailbone out through the crown of the head. And then when you're ready, unravel, inhale. And as we exhale, come all the way down just to our fold. Bend the knees deeply, and then unravel, inhaling, and exhale all the way through to unravel to the start. Now walk the feet in. We can pop our block to the side. Good, and then this time we're going to have a little roll down. So when you're ready, nod the chin to chest, doing really well again. Roll yourself down, take your time. Good, bring the hands to the edge of the mat, or to the front of the feet there. And then can you take a stride back? So it's going to bring us into 4-point kneeling just for a moment. So just bring us to 4-point kneeling. So we've got a little mini vignette, so we don't have to go too fast and we don't have to add the full movements in. And we'll just do this 3 times, so you know there's only 3 rounds of what we're doing. Do adapt where you need. So we'll tuck the toes under, double check that your inner elbows are facing forward, the space between the ears and the shoulders. Take your time. Take a breath in, downward facing dog on the exhale. So we start to lift the hips up and back. And don't rush it, don't just throw your hips up. Think about that lengthening. Yeah, just pausing there for a breath. Have a little pedal through the feet. So rooting the left heel down and then rooting the right heel down. Again, take your time. If there's any tight bits, then just, be mindful of that. Not trying to push through it, but just being aware of that. Inhale and exhale, left heel goes down. Inhale, exhale, right heel goes down. And then come with me again. So take the hands just maybe a tiny bit further forward on this first one. Can we round through the back and inhale our way into plank pose? So our shoulders are over the wrists. Now, I don't mind if you pop to the knees, so half of us are going to pop to the knees, or you can head down with the elbows tucked in on the exhale. Chaturanga, chest comes down, we're all down on the mat now. Our hands come forward just a little bit, and we can inhale to rise to our cobra pose. Now, that could be Sphinx pose, if that's better for your back. On your exhale, you're coming down. Take the hands all the way back to the chest, level with the chest, and then through to the knees. Good, we're ready again. That can be our practice. So now we've got 3 rounds, yeah? So space between the ears and the shoulders. Exhale our way through to downward facing dog. Good, can we go with the breath? Inhale, pull ourselves forward. So this is where the shoulders will come forward over the wrists. The knees can come down and you can lower yourself down. Or you could try your chaturanga where the whole of the body lowers, exhaling. The hands can stay where they are or come forward to inhale to rise to cobra. Double check the space between the ears and the shoulders as you do that. Guys, double check your neck position as well. So I can see this. Now, I'd rather see a little bit of length. So if that means your hands need to come forward a bit, then that can be better. Exhale our way through to the mat. Bring the hands back on the inhale, roll through to the knees. Exhale. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll give you a chance. Exhale our way back, downward facing dog. Scoot those hips forward, up and back, not forward, back, and then through on the inhale to plank. Good, pop to the knees if you need, or exhale your way down. Inhale as we rise, hands coming forward or they stay where they are. Extend the legs, now lift your gaze. And then on the exhale, slowly come down, hips and chest. Now this is the tricky bit, so do this smoothly. Bring the hands under the shoulders, see if you can push yourself off the mat as one. Toes are tucked and exhale our way back into downward facing dog. Well done. Good, inhale through, last time, can we round, can we pull ourselves forward, arch the back, up, yeah, lovely, and round through. Pop to the knees or lower yourself down as one. Bring the hands forward or leave them where they are, and inhale, rise. Yeah, gaze ahead, but just notice what's happening in the neck and shoulders. Exhale our way down to the mat. Are you ready? Through to downward facing dog. Through to the knees, take a breath, and exhale our way back to downward facing dog. Really well done, gang. I think that was 3. Yeah, so let's take that extra little pedal now. Inhale, bend. Exhale, heel down to the ground. Again, bring everything back into the center of the mat. Bring yourself to the presence now of you, and you're moving your body well. Inhale and exhale. If we know Ujjayi breath, the slight restriction in the back of the nose, we could add that in. So it's that sound of the ocean, sound of the waves. And our last breath here. As we pop to the knees, we lower ourselves onto our forearms, bring ourselves straight onto our tummy, and reach the arms back to the side of the body. From here to locust pose, legs together, and we're inhaling as we lift everything off the mat, chest, legs, arms, and hold. Yeah, beautiful length in the back of the neck. You can look a little bit ahead. See if you can tighten the inner thighs. Get some energy into the legs as they reach away from you. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, and then lower everything down. Push yourself all the way up. And now pigeon pose. We're going to bring our left knee to the left wrist, our left foot to the inside of the mat. Yeah, so you're bringing your left heel pretty much under your pubic bone. And then you're reaching your right leg all the way back. And then double check, are the hips nice and square? You could even use your block here, just to sit under your thigh if you wanted, so you could roll a little bit onto that if you wanted. That's it. And then from here we fold over the leg, so your body rests onto the thigh, your arms extend, or you've got the folded arms, if that feels better, stay there for me. So finding the stretch into that outer thigh. Well done, Jackie, changing that as well, that's well done. Go relaxing the shoulders. See if you can find quite a generous stretch into the buttock and outer thigh. And again, just kind of bring yourself back to your body. If we wanted, we could roll a little bit to the left And we might find a niggly bit, a deep bit. Good, our last breath. Now, if we're in that same, if we're on our back in our reclining pigeon, we could stay there. And if you wanted, you could come up higher back to our start position and then pick up your right knee, pick up your right foot, sorry, bend your right knee. Have your left hand in front, that's going to support you, and then reach round with your right hand to take hold of your right foot. So we come to lengthening out through the front of the thigh. Some of us can bring our hand inside the foot there, almost like a little dancer pose. Open up the chest and bring the foot in a little bit closer. So whichever works for you, you can hold the back of the trousers. You could even have the leg just up. We don't have to hold on to it if you don't want. We can lift the chest, lift our gaze, and then maybe just settle the hips a little closer to the mat. Good. Just check you're not sinking into your left buttock. So you're still quite buoyant on that left side. So you're not going to collapse into your left side body. Still lengthening up through both sides. And then we're releasing the right foot. We bring the hands either side of the front knee, and then we bring ourselves all the way back, lifting ourselves up. That's it, well done. Good. And then from here, we'll bring our right knee to the right wrist, the right foot in towards the centre of the mat, and then ease our way back with our left leg, so both hips are shining to the mat. Now just double check you're feeling comfortable there. Do you need anything to support you on that right side? Are you happy there? Yeah, doing well. Good, and then when you're ready, I can see we just want to fold over the legs, so just enjoy that. Fold all the way over the front thigh, maybe extending the arms out, maybe resting the forehead, or maybe folding the arms, or even getting the block. We can use our block, can't we? And we can just rest onto that, so we can even rest the arms on there, or our forehead can rest, which is quite nice, so we don't have to think we have to go too low. And then maybe just take a little roll to the right, inhale, and exhale as we take that roll over to the right. That might feel better, might not, so you decide. And then see if we can relax into it, wherever we found ourselves now, could we relax into that position? See if you can extend the left leg. And find that generous stretch into the right buttock and outer thigh, somewhere around that area. No pain, no straining. And then when we're ready, we can inhale our way up. We'll bring our hands in front, and then our right hand just comes a little bit in front of the body there. So rather than to the right, can come in front, and we can pick up the foot on our left. And you might think, well, that's enough. Or I can reach around and maybe get my sock or my trousers. Is that okay? Or we can reach around and get hold of the top of the foot. Yeah. And then some of us might want to reach on the inside and draw that leg in a little bit closer. So entirely up to you and how you're feeling. And if we can look ahead, we can get that openness through the front body as well. Well done. Good options there again. Easy to collapse into the right side. So see if you can still lift up and out of that right side rather than collapsing in there, so we don't strain the back. Good, last couple of breaths. Relaxing the shoulders. Allowing the neck just to release and relax and recover. And then releasing the left foot, bring our hands either side to then tuck the back toes under so we can move that right leg quite freely away from the body or from the mat. Now take your time just to come onto your side and then round onto your back for me. Pop yourself onto your back. Yeah, we've got one more little pose. So our bridge pose. Again, we'll just settle now with our knees and feet in hip width. Okay, we'll let the lower back imprint. And on our next inhale, we can rise all the way up to our shoulders. Now, and some of us are going to stay in a lower position. Make sure the feet are planted to the mat. Notice your big toe, maybe all of the toes stabilising you. And in an ideal world, if you can see yourself there, yeah, everybody looks good. The ankles are directly under your knees. So we can press down through the feet and we can lift the hips a little bit higher. And then gradually tuck in your right shoulder under the back body and then tuck your left shoulder under the body. We can take the thumbs into the lower back and press the hips up a little bit higher. Good, you can interlace the fingers instead. Draw the shoulder blades together under the body and press the knuckles towards the ankles. So whichever kind of position works for you. I want you to be firm through your feet. Send your knees way away from the centre of the body. So whichever position you're in, get a little bit extra height. So the bridge pose, opening up through the front body, letting the neck release, so you might even pop your chin a little bit away from the body. So you're not cramping it down. And inhale 5. I want to see if you can feel like you're floating 4. Inhale and exhale. 3. Holding steady. So you can just let go a little bit, but still stay in the same position. And our last breath. Release the hands, separate the shoulders, and then make a lovely way down onto your mat. Inhaling and exhaling. Bring the knees into chest. Separate the knees to happy baby. Scoot the feet up towards the ceiling. Take hold of the outside edge of the feet and draw. The knees are inside the arms, aren't they? So the knees are inside the inner elbow there, heading down towards the shoulders. Inhale for 3. See if you can take the breath all the way into the chest and the tummy. And into the pelvic floor again, where we can release and relax. Our last breath. Release both feet. And let the feet pop down towards the mat. Now take a moment to bring yourself all the way up to a seated position. Well done. Get yourself nice and comfy. So again, if you want to sit on your block, we've got a little bit of breath work now. I'm just going to switch off my main lights. I'll just check it's not too dark. Oh, there, that's perfect. So I'm going to sit on my block just for this practice. And then we could be in Sukhasana. We could be in our little tailor pose. We could even just have the knees wide. And I'm quite happy for you just to sit up against the wall. So if you go out of sight, then don't worry. So if you want to sit up against your sofa, or, you know, some of us will lie down, which is absolutely fine. So whatever, get yourself really comfy now. Breath work and then into our relaxation. So maybe coming back to relaxing our shoulders, lengthening up through the spine, and then just starting to notice our breath, so the light inhale and exhale. And maybe we just need to get our breath back after a little bit of movement around. I don't mind where your hands are, they can be just resting on your thighs. You could have the little Gaya Mudra if you wanted, thumbs and fingers together, and the 3 fingers, and just together as well. Whichever feels good for you. And then maybe closing our eyes. And we're going to start with just a breath in and out. And then in a moment, we'll try the practice of breathing in for a count, holding for the same count and exhaling for that same count. And once we've got that going, we're going to increase our count. So we're going to go 4s, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And it doesn't matter whatever you do with that. You might just stay on the 4, inhale, pause, hold, and then exhale. So it doesn't matter if you don't do the same as I'm asking. Just use it for you for now and for tomorrow, and maybe over the weekend if you get a chance to practice. So we start now. A breath in for 4. Hold for 4. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do the same again. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time on the 4. Inhale, 3, 4. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. For 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Hold, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. X, 6. Together for 7. Hold. Exhale. For 8. Hold. Exhale. Back to the 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. And then a deep inhale. And sigh out the exhale. And again, deep inhale all the way into the pelvic floor. And sigh out the exhale. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. And back to your own breath. And blink open your eyes. And then make your way to Shavasana. So come off your block or your cushion. Make your way into Shavasana. You all went then, you all just disappeared. So bring yourself into Shavasana. So you can decide to have your feet flat to the floor, your knees together if you wanted. Or you could have your legs a little bit wider than hip width. You might have a cushion for the back of the head. But I'd like you just to get really comfy. Some really comfier than you were a moment ago. So just find that really comfy position, arms at the side of the body, or maybe even just resting on your tummy. Close your eyes. And then just noticing the back of your head on the mat, or your cushion. Noticing your shoulders start to relax a little bit. Notice your body supported by the mat. And then just start to follow your breath again. It's the light inhale, nothing forced. And a gentle exhale. Notice the sole of your right foot, your toes, your right ankle, your right shin, calf, knee, your right hip. Inhale and exhale. Notice the left sole of your foot, toes, top of the foot, ankle, shin, calves, knee, thighs, hip. Notice both legs. Inhale and exhale. Notice your tummy rising and falling. Notice the centre of your chest and your forehead. Inhale and exhale. Notice your right hand. Notice your fingers, the back of your hand and your wrist. Your forearm, your elbow, your upper arm and shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Notice your left hand, fingers, back of hand, wrist, forearm. Notice your elbow, upper arm, and your shoulder. Notice both arms, both legs. Notice your tummy rising in the centre of your chest, in the centre of your forehead. Inhale and exhale. Allow any tension from the temples, the jaw, the neck to disappear. Notice how calm and quiet our body has become. As we move through our postures and poses with the least tension, focused on the body, moving well. Notice your mind, peaceful, calm, the chatter of the mind, the day is gone. And all that's left is some quiet. Inhale and exhale. Give yourself permission to do nothing. Just follow the breath. Notice your mat, your carpet, maybe your blanket. Notice the support of your mat, comfort of your blanket. And in your mind's eye, notice the space you're in. You're supported by the mat and the ground. In your mind's eye, see the room in your house, your home. Supported by your home. Notice your home on your street, your road, your town, your county, your country. or another one. Inhale and exhale. Imprint how we're feeling now into our mind, so that if we wake up in the night, we can just fish out this feeling, come back to it, notice it, add a breath and then drift off back to sleep. And take a deeper inhale. As we exhale, we could maybe just blink open our eyes to notice we're back in the room. And we can either stay where we are, give ourselves permission to stay, to spend a little bit more time, or we could bend the knees and take a moment then to move slowly over and up to our seated position. And either we're staying where we are, or we've come up to sitting. And just really gently, lovely flow to the arms, just float the arms up. Bring the palms together. Notice the warmth of your palms and bring your hands to your heart center. Namaste.